Hello again. So this will be about the third part of our class about the GIT branches. That's a bit more advanced and you probably will not need it anytime soon. But since we talked about that in class, I think it's fair that now I recapitulate it again, just like with the other parts. So branches are used mostly when we are collaborating or when we want to add a new feature to our software that we are not really sure it's going to work well. Also, it's very common in the open source community. So if I want to contribute to an open source project like Linux, Python, whatever, what I will do is I will go to the GitHub repository for that project. I will fork their repository like we did with the homework folder. I will do some changes and then I'll push them back to the original repository. And but of course, it's very likely actually that by doing that people will actually break the code that is there. So a bit of a security measure is that what you actually do is you fork the repository into your own GitHub account, you create a new branch, you do whatever coding you want to do there, and then you do this thing called a pull request to the original repository, and whoever is in charge of that repository will decide if they will merge your branch with their master or not, so that way the code will will obey the standards they have for the code. Basically, will satisfy the standards they have, so it will not look like a mess that you cannot read. And also, they'll make sure that there are no errors. No errors will be included in their master branch, so that they are sure the code works and looks as it's supposed to. Maybe a few more things as well. So this is a very common use case for branches. That's a bit more advanced case though. We'll not do that in class anytime soon, I guess. And so I'm going just to teach you how to do the branches locally, in case at some point you want to do that, or just so you know it exists. Anyways, so I'm going to go into my desktop folder again. I'm going to create a folder, git part 3. I'm going inside the folder just to show you, I'm doing git status to make sure I have this folder is not inside another git repository, and you can see that fatal, not git repository. Perfect, I can create it now. Git init, initialize empty git repository. And now again I'm going to just add a file, empty file 01.txt, and what am I going to add here? Days of the week. I'll add the days of the week. Days of the week. Nah, maybe this is a bad idea. List of countries visited again. List of countries visited. Oh, not the best thing either. But let's see. US, England, Portugal, and that's it for now. And let's see the next. And I'm going to save my file and with status. Oops, I forgot the yes, and now it's telling me what did you mean? Status, stage or stash? That's the status. And tracks file, so I'm going to add it to the track by git. Git adds, git commit. Oops, -m, not -8. Started list of countries visited. Okay, this is a really bad one, but I should have thought it a bit better. Anyways, now that's it. And we do git status, branch master, nothing to commit, we do git log, we have only our first commit. And now let's pretend that I want to add a feature to this code that is not a code, it's just all the stuff countries visible. As I'm going to create a branch to do that. Git branch feature X. And so now if I want to see what branches I have, I do git branch again, but without name. So if I do git branch and then something else, it will create a branch with that something else name. If I do just git branch, it shows me how many branches I have on my computer. And I can see that I have the master, and I am in the master, that's why it's green. And then there's the feature X. And I want to go to the feature X. So I'm going to do git checkout feature X, switch to branch feature X. And if I do git branch again, you see that the green is now on feature X. And I'm going to add another country, Poland. Poland is cool. And git status. And yeah, I'm going to add it again. Poland git commit file01. Not this git -m. Added Poland to the list. It's committed, awesome, and I'm going back to my master branch and switch back to master, git status, nothing to commit, directory clean. But if I reload my file, you see that Poland disappears because I did a change in my feature X branch, and that's it, not on master. So to get that change to master, I will merge feature X branch into master. So I'll do feature X git merge feature X, and this is a command to merge feature X into the branch where I am, which in this case is master. So updating blah blah blah, one file change, one insertion. Let's do git status again, it's alright, but that's to git log, and you can see that I added Poland to the list. So I didn't show you before, but basically, and now I have Poland. If I go again into git feature, git checkout feature X, and I do git log, I also have two commits. And now let me again add another country, Belgium. Belgium is cool too. And I do git as file01 git commit -m, I do Belgium to the list, and now I'm going to do git log, and you see I have 3 commits, right? And now if I go to master, git checkout master, and I do git log, I only have 2 commits. And I reload again, and Belgium is missing because it was only on the feature X branch. So I'll do again git merge feature X and git log, and there you go. Now I have my 3 commits, and Belgium is also on my file. So this is how we create branches and then merge their contents back to master. And sometimes when you do this, you might run into conflicts, and that usually happens when different people are working on the same project. And so if there are 2 people, and person 1 creates a branch from master and does some changes, and at the same time person 2 also create a branch from master and is doing some changes. And if they're in the same part of the file, when you try to merge them back to master later on, there will be a conflict. So let me show you one case when this can happen easily. So I'm going to, I already have my branch for feature X, right, and it's synchronized with master. They have the same commits. Now I'm going to create a branch for feature Y, and I'm going to my feature Y branch, and I'm going to add another country, France, or maybe Russia is more cool. So now I'm going to do git status, git add file01, git commit -m added Russia, and I'm going back. Now I'm going to feature X branch, and I'm going to add a country after Belgium as well. I'm going to add Romania. Romania is cool. Lots of cool mountains. Git status, git add file01, git commit -m added Romania after Belgium. And now comes the fun part. I'm going back to master, and I'm going to merge feature X and already up to date. Did I forgot something? Because I didn't do the checkout. I did git master. I forgot to say git checkout master. Switch it to branch master. Now I'm on the master, and to make sure, I'll do git branch. So I'll be very careful with this, because if I was by chance on feature Y branch and that tried to merge feature X branch, that was not really what I wanted to do. Anyways, now I'm on master, and I'm going to merge feature X, and no problems apparently. Git status, everything's good. Git work. Added Romania after Belgium. Looks fine. And now I'm okay. So actually, good practice, and I forgot to do this with feature X, but I'll do it with feature Y. It's a good practice, like Oliver said in the class, to first actually merge master into our feature X and Y branches before merging them into master, just to make sure that things are synchronized. We'll still get a conflict, but it will be on the branches and not on master, because we want master to always be working fine. So I'll go to feature Y, and I'll merge master into feature Y. I have a conflict, and this conflict is because in both branches I added the file after I added the line after Belgium and different text actually, so it doesn't really know what to do. So there was a conflict, and it says merge conflict in file01, automatic merge failed, fix conflicts, and then commit the results. So I'll just do git status, and because again it tells me basically what to do. So there's a merge pass, and it says use git add file name to mark the resolution. So I'm first going to open the file, and yeah, we have these things. Basically it says that in the head there's Russia, and in the master there's Romania. Basically it means that where I am in my feature Y branch I have Russia, in the master there was Romania, and I have to decide to keep what to do with this. What I'm going to do is to keep both actually. I just deleted all that master has crap, and git status again. Yeah, nothing changed. Git add to mark resolution, and git status again, and I'll just do a commit. Merge master into feature Y, caps with countries, and there you go. So now I can safely merge feature Y into master without any conflicts. Let's go to master and git merge feature Y. Status work. So you can see that I have all these commits. Like, you remember that I added Belgium back in the master without any problems. Then I added Russia in feature X branch, and then I added Romania after Belgium in feature Y branch, and then I tried to merge master into feature. Actually, like, yeah, after this I merged feature X into master without any problems, and then I went into feature Y branch and I merged master in there. There was a conflict because I added both Russia and Romania after Belgium, so I had to solve that conflict, and I solved it in the branch, which is safer than doing it into master. I don't put conflicts in master because it totally messes up my code, and I want my code to work. I know this is not code, but let's pretend it is. So yep, I solved the conflict, and then I went back to master and merged my feature Y branch back to master. So just a quick summary: use git branch name to create a new branch. You use git checkout branch name to go into that branch. Git branch alone gives you the list of branches you have and where you are by marking the branch in green. And before you merge a branch into master, you should actually merge master into the branch first to make sure there were no changes in master that conflict with the changes in your branch, and then you can, after you do that, you can merge your branch into master. Get used that master should always be working fine, and yeah, you merge by using git merge, and the branch name you want to merge into this. Again, I know this is a bit confusing, but you'll probably not need this much. I guess it's good that you know branches exist, and by the time you think, oh, a branch would be nice here, you can go and look for it, or you can just ask me or anyone else at your feature. Yep, I hope you understood it a little bit. If you didn't, don't worry too much. The other two parts are way more important than this one. See you around. Have fun doing the homework.